such a great start.
I know we were rolling, dude. All right, here we are.
Oh yeah, it feels like the second time, but my friend, I'm gonna to do introduce yourself. Who the hell are you?
My name is Jason DeVore. I sing for the band Authority Zero. I'll keep it short and sweet.
And where are you?
Right now, I'm presently with my band in Belgium. We are on tour in Europe for about a month, and we just got here about 5 days ago. Oh no, 6 days ago, and we played 3 shows. We're still waiting for our gear to be found from flying over here, as well as some of our luggage. We've retrieved some of it, but a lot of the bands have been really cool, like the Clowns. The Clowns have loaned us some of their gear to help us play some of these shows, and other bands along the way for the first few shows. So it's been really gracious of them, and we've been able to rock out. So now we're just, half of us just went to the airport again right now to try and check on the baggage again. So we're fingers crossed, and hopefully we get our own shit and we can proceed to rock out this month.
Like I told you,
If
you
not,
got
we'll
praise out of music.
yeah, man. So we'll see what happens, but either way, we're going to be playing these shows. If we got to borrow gear, we're going to borrow gear, but we got about 5 weeks out here, and either way, we're still having a good time. We got each other, right? So we're having fun.
Yeah, after like 2 years of pandemic, you get like it's shit, but still you get like we played. That's the only goal of the thing.
Yeah, man. You can tell like all the kids are equally as excited as we are, and like they're out there like they haven't been at a show in ages, which haven't been. Oh, hold on, wait. Hello,
Yes.
you still there? There you are. Okay, stop pushing buttons.
What's your
Yeah, but the kids,
for a
kids are very
second?
excited. Yeah, the kids are very excited. They've been rocking out. They've been singing along, and it's been great, man.
It's crazy, like the vibe. People understand. I think the pandemic has some positive thing. People were taking for granted music industry. They were taking for granted a lot of things. Since we lost that, I think people know that music is a therapy and we need that, and they're more crazy than ever. Do you felt that through the show you did for the last month?
You're absolutely correct, man. Ever since we were able to play out and about, I mean, it's been amazing. I mean, I'm telling you, even it is therapeutic for the bands as well as for the kids that are coming to the shows. I mean, everyone's been locked up. They've been doing the online show thing. There's only so much you can mosh in your own house. There's only so much you can scream at your own wall, And it's like that interaction. You need that interaction. It's human nature, and people get depressed and they get closed down inside. They get shut down inside, and all these things. So it's been amazing. Just feeling the energy, the kinetic energy between the audience and ourselves at these shows and these festivals, man. It's freeing, it's liberating, and it's just in the air. It really is.
It's cool because I think that it's the just before the pandemic, punk rock was such at a great point, where there's way more people, and a lot of people got kids and now they're older and they're back in the scene. And with everything stopped, I think we just right at the point where it ends and where it's just crazy. There's way more people at shows and people listening way more music, and I think it's great. They discover a lot of bands during the pandemic, so we're gonna see a change in the headliner too. A lot of bands gonna grow bigger, because the music is so good.
Yeah, and it's so you were talking about a lot of positive things coming out of this pandemic, and I mean that's what I like to try and focus on, as well as I think you kind of need to. It's like obviously a horrible thing, but you do need to look at what good has, I guess, come of any of it, if there is any good to look at, has been the creative side of things, has been like even just like again the appreciation for the live shows, like you said. It's like taking some of that for granted, taking the ability to even go out and be on tour, and you miss your friends, you miss your band, you can't even see your band half that time. It was like you're on the internet like this, and you're trying to write music, but throughout that you've also it's opened up so many more creative outlets that you never know existed inside yourselves and collectively. I mean, all these bands have got new albums coming out now, which is fantastic. Great new music. A lot of bands might have been at a stagnant standstill. Maybe had nothing else to write about, they felt like at that time. And this kind of allowed people to really look inside themselves and have have a chance to like look around, and with that appreciation and these separation, almost separation anxiety, dig deep down inside and pull things out of yourself that you didn't know were there, and write a lot of great music and a lot of heartfelt, meaningful, genuine feeling music, instead of a lot of bands sometimes just have to put a record out, they feel like, or they just feel like they need to put a record out just for their own sanity. But this actually I'm hearing a lot of music that is really genuine coming out of this last year so far, and it's really cool. That's the cool thing that I've noticed, that is a positive from it all, if anything.
And you guys released a record during the pandemic. Was it something that did the pandemic accelerate the release of the records, or was it done and it was you just go with the schedule with the record?
We really didn't have a schedule. We knew that we wanted to write some music. We didn't know where to start, so we just kind of started dabbling. Honestly, we started. Me and Mike. Mike and I live in the same state in Arizona. Dad lives in California, and we were kind of in limbo, somewhat with guitarists at the point in time too. So we were really just kind of dabbling with ideas. And again, we were fucking bored. We were sitting in our house, So we're like, hey, you want to start writing some songs, And so we started just messing with these ideas and just sending them over the internet back and forth to each other. Even though we were right down the street, we were still, how it was intense. So we started doing that, and songs started coming together. It was kind of a simple process in that regard. It was really myself, Ollie, and Mikey who were writing these songs, and it was a smooth writing process because we didn't have to rush ourselves, and we didn't have a deadline. We didn't have any of that. We didn't know when the world was going to open back up. We knew that we wanted to record when things did, so we go play on it and tour with it. We knew we didn't want to really release a record, we didn't think, in the middle of not being able to go out and play these songs for anybody. So we took our time with it. We did. We got a chance to be honest during it, with the songwriting, the lyrical content. It got to be like more picked apart, I guess, but not like overly picked apart. But it just made for better songs, I think, and it really made us happy because we didn't force ourselves to do it. And in the end, it was one of my favorite records that we've written, probably, honestly, in the history of this group. Yeah. So we had a really good time with it, man, and we just really were happy the quality came out with Cameron Webb. We recorded that record with him again, and it was just a great time with him as well. He's just a cool dude, and he knows his shit, and he's got a really unique style of production, and he's just a lot of fun to do it with. So we were also a bunch of friends hanging out, recording some new stuff.
It's so cool that it felt that it's one of your favorite records, because it is. When I listened to it the first time, it really blew my mind, because so many things, but mainly because after all those years, to see a band still have the fire and the desire of creating something better than everything they did is just, it impressed me. And it did work. Like every songs, you don't skip song on the records. Everything is kind of working together to a point that you're just like, wow, man, I want to see those songs live.
That's the feeling we get too, man. I mean, I got goosebumps like when you're talking about it, because it really does mean that much. And the older we get, and I think that's a cool thing that I'm really appreciating with our group and the guys. We love each other to death, man. It's like we get more and more excited the older we get, the more we get more fired up. We get more excited about the progressiveness of it, of the music. What the hell can we do next? Not just like, fuck, we did all that. What now? It's like we're going to try this new shit. Check this out. It's like we just get more and more excited with every song. We try and top the next song almost even. We're like, well, that one's already cool. Now what are we going to do? And we just get so fired up and more excited, more intense the older we get, which it's just electric and it's exciting, man. That's all I can tell you. So hopefully the fans feel that, like you said, and these songs live have been nothing but fire to us, as a whole, with the audiences out there singing them back to us too.
Yeah. Like I said, people got time on their end, so they're listening to way more music, and they fucking did the new record, so they learn it, and now they sing it like every song. So I'm pretty sure that even if the lineup change and you put like different songs, they still sing it, because and that was my case. I listened to a lot of it, so now I know the song, and I'm ready to sing them loud, and that's the beautiful thing, the greatest reward, I think, for a band.
Thank you for that, man, very much. And Chris Daly says hello, by the way. Say hi, Daly.
Hi. Fresh.
He says, Chris. He's excited to see you, man.
I love him. I love him deeply. And that's another thing. You guys are all, such rad human behind the band. And I'm not saying that, because I'm talking to you. I mean it. Every fans are part of the family. And the first time I see you guys back in the days, I felt I was part of that beautiful thing, that beautiful punk rock family. And I think it's like going to a grocery store when everybody knows you, the owner knows you, and you just want to go there because you felt at home.
Absolutely, man. And that's what we try and hope for with every show we go to, man. Just everyone's comfortable, everyone brings their intensity and all that pent up aggression or excitement and just lets it all go at every show, dude. And just feels welcome, you know. Ollie Ollie Oxen free, come out, feel free. We're here to help out and have a good time and let you release a lot of that intensity you've been holding on to and like that frustration, if anything.
Yeah, you're right. And that's what we need right now, just to go off.
Absolutely.
So, with the new records, the tour is on. You're in Europe after 2 years.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's intense. It's exciting. I mean, like we said about the kids coming out, they're coming out in numbers, and the bands are coming out in numbers too, almost like overload of bands. Like we talked about the airport. It's like everybody's wanting to travel right now. So it's intense, dude. Luggage is getting lost here and there, but everyone's making it happen. Everyone's working together. And we're just happy to be back here. And there's a lot of festivals, a lot of club shows. And we're actually adding more shows ourselves along the way. We have a couple of gaps in our schedule. We were just talking about it a little bit ago with other bands that we're in communication with right now, that they're on festivals and they're working to help get us on these other festivals in our off days. So we're just out here to play and have as much fun as we can and play as much as we can because we don't want it to stop. So
no rest at all.
We didn't cage up too long, dude.
And we miss you so much in Quebec. There's such a love affair between Authority Zero and Quebec, and your solo career also. And we understood that a lot of bands choose Europe for the that step of the years. But I'm sure next year's we're gonna see you around here, and we just can't wait. And I think you're gonna be around real soon.
Very soon, September. Yeah, dude, we're coming up in September. So yeah, we're getting back there, dude. We're coming up September. We're gonna play some shows up there. Excited to get back there finally as well, and just keep on coming back now that we're allowed to.
That's the funny thing, because I was about to say, "Oh, we gotta see you next year," and I'm like, "No, they're coming in for
6 months." Yeah, dude, we're coming right after my birthday's in September. It's our 20th anniversary for our first album, A Passage in Time, this year. So we're doing a big celebration show on my birthday, September 9th, back at home in Mesa, Arizona, to commemorate it. And then we're going straight from there up to the East Coast and hitting up through Canada as well to do some festival stuff with you guys. So beware, we're coming to get you. Bring it, man. We're gonna tear it down.
It's cool that you're doing that in your own town, because when you started up, it's all start there. And we mentioned it on the first interview that didn't record at all, but you choose a different path from a lot of bands. The sound that you guys create when you were really young, and it was different, and there was a lot of element from different style of music, so it was not the direction that a lot of bands choose to follow. So did it came naturally, or it was something that you really wanted?
So yeah, so we started this band back when I was 14 years old. The guys we were ranging between 14 and 16 years old, and it was just fun. It was a fun skateboard, hang out, play some music. It wasn't necessarily punk rock music. It wasn't reggae music. It wasn't ska music. It wasn't alternative music. It was back in the punk grunge era kind of thing back in that day. It was like 94. You know what I mean? So we were all highly influenced by all these genres of music individually. And that's kind of what brought us all together, was the uniqueness of each of us as people, and we all just liked instruments. We liked hanging out. We just dug all of that. So we just formed a band just cause, and it was not even like to be serious. It was just like most bands just start because they're a bunch of friends. And that was kind of our backstory as well. And from that, we didn't have a direction of music we wanted to go per se. And I think that's what that unique sound you're discussing is, that what kind of, I guess, gave us that, because each person that was in this group in the beginning, especially specifically to develop in the beginning, was from different walks of life. You know, there was like a metal guy, there was a street punk guy, there was a thrash punk guy, there was a blues guy, you know, a Chili Peppers guy, you know, or whatever. And so we all had those things, and we all were friends, and we all just were like, all right, we respected each other's differences and individualities. And so we just played whatever music that made. And that's what started the band, you know, and it's kind of been the staple of this group ever since then. Still 28 years later, dude. So I'm 42 years old now. Sure, the lineup has changed throughout the years, but that sound has stayed true in every regard of that idea in mind. If it's just music, you know, it's beautiful music. If it's music and we like it, we hope the fans like it too. We hope they continue to understand our developments, because new people bring new ideas, and we're always welcoming those ideas. We're not shutting any of those ideas out, because we all do respect the idea that it is music, and that each person has their own personal tastes and flair that they can add to something and make it more creative. So it's very important. That's always been a key element and important thing with this group, is to not be one directional, you know, is to be very open-minded. And it also keeps us interested. You know, it's like nobody wants to play the same song over and over again for an hour and a half. It's like, come on, you know, it's like it keeps us fun on stage, keeps us interactive on stage. It keeps the audience engaged as well, and it just makes the show more of a fun show, I think. You know, for us, you know, if we're talking about our sound, quote unquote, you know, ever change, which we really love.
And you know, it's so cool because, you know, every record is amazing, but every record we felt that it's gonna be more intense live, which is the case. Every time I see you guys live, it blows my mind. The energy that you gave to the crowd, and the crowd fed with that energy, give you a lot of energy back, and it brings a show where it's like it's not trash metal, but it's just that intensity and that energy, you know, that vibe of, you know, you want to go off and give everything you got. And even if you're 40, 50, 30s or whatever, it's the music, and it really gets you.
Absolutely. And that's great to hear that, because that's what we feel on stage, and we're hoping that energy translates to the audience. We reciprocate back and forth. You know, the more we're feeling from the audience, the higher we get, and the higher the audience gets. You know,
It's just who's having more fun at the end. The band
bomb.
or the crew.
Yeah. Like I said, the older yeah, yeah. Like I said, the older we get, the more intense we get. We don't know if it's growth or just getting more excitable with age, or what it might be, or just more into it, and just becoming more of a part of us completely. But whatever it is, it hasn't gotten watered down in our souls. I'll tell you that.
You have a beautiful spam hat. You know, it's so cool now with the label. You know, Thousand Island distribute you guys here in Canada, spam in Europe. So there's way more kind of not local, you know, but we can say local like label that getting, you know, grow bigger with times, and that, you know, help the band. It's like more than having a label in each country, and it's cool that it's so different than back in the days that you have to sign on one label and all it's on their end. If they don't promote it well, you just got screwed or whatever. It's fun to see that everybody is part of that, you know.
Yeah, it's great. It's a big community. It's worldwide community. You know, I mean, right now we're a full independent band ourselves. We're not signed to anybody, and we've been doing that. We're working with a lot of the labels around the world, and that's the fun part about it too. You know, and we're friends with a lot of the labels around the world, and we're talking all the time online. And like, what can we do better? Like, what can we do to help your festival out? What can we do to be a part of that? You know, what can we do? What can you do for us? What can we do for you? It's like back and forth. It's like, just like you say, everyone's building each other up. All the bands were, it's like the old school days. It really feels like that. You know, it seems like there might have been a time frame where it's like you said, like, here's our little section, here's our little section. You know, we're the Epitaph band, we're the Fat band, we're the this band, you know. But it has the horizons abroad, and it seems to me, from where I'm standing at least, so much more than just compartmentalized to a bigger, broader picture of it all, and a bigger community as just a whole. I mean, again, with the 2 years off, it seems like it's just everyone's like, oh, whatever we can do to help, whatever we can do, whatever we can do to lift all of this up and keep us all out there on track and positive forward thinking. I
You,
think it's
you,
beautiful. Beautiful.
you're right. It's such a beautiful community. Like, I think that since money is out of punk rock, because, in the 90s, there was money involved, and it kind of crashed down at the beginning of 2000, where, big label just leave punk rock, they try emo, doesn't work. So they leave our scene alone. And since then, every band, try to survive and find way to promote their self and everything. And it's cool that you took your own path in your hand and just give a little part to people that you really trust and that can help the band, and it's beautiful because at the end it's totally DIY, and it's your song, it's your band. There's no there's no lawyer that can say, Jason, that record, you cannot sing it anymore, it's not yours.
Yeah, we played that game, so fuck that. Yeah, we played that game, so absolutely. DIY is the way to be, man. I tell you that. I mean, a lot of these, like you say, a lot of these labels are doing just that with the right mentalities. It seems like to me, again, from the somewhat outside looking in and being somewhat within as well. It's just awesome, dude. It really is. It's like a rebirth of a lot of that early '90s kind of vibe of the punk rock stuff. It's really cool.
You're at the right place, right time. I think Authority Zero as a unique sound, like I mentioned before, but you have a special place in the scene, and for everybody. We know the value of the band, and man, we can't wait to see you in September in Quebec. There's still ticket for the Music for Cancer, and you're gonna see, like, you see that in Europe, but how crazy we are in Quebec. We're
Absolutely.
way more crazy now.
More crazy. Let's go.
Nuts.
This is the pep talk, everybody. This is the pep talk. Get ready for it, man.
And Jason, thank you so much, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for the friendship. You've always been generous with me. I remember the interview you asked to stop. I think you were in the middle of the desert or something, and you find a gas station, and you pay with 25 cents for a call, and you put like $10, and you say, I don't know how much time we got, Eric, but let's try it. And I will.
That was forever ago. You just had me flashback, dude.
Thank you so much. And people, if you cannot make it to Music for Cancer, wait for Authority Zero. They're gonna be around Quebec, I'm sure. But buy merch, help them out. It's really important. If you don't have money, just learn the song and sing them loud.
That's it. Learn the songs, dudes and gals and guys and gals, everybody. Learn. Let's sing them. Let's get down.
Fuck yeah, have a time of your life during that Europe tour. And we're going to catch each other in September. And thank you so much, Jason. I really had a blast.
Me too, Eric. Thank you so much, buddy. You can take care. We'll see you in September, man.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Before we leave, we're going to celebrate our 14th anniversary as Prescription Punk Rock. Can you do me like a simple ID? Just keep it simple. Just this is, and happy 14 years. And if you want to say Prescription Punk Rock, go for it. And if you want to do freestyle, go for it.
Hey, what's up? This is Jason DeVore with Authority Zero, and happy 14 years, Prescription Punk Rock. Keep it rocking.
Hell yeah, brother. Have fun with the tour. And say hi to, again, to Krish. And I love you, man. Can't wait to see you here.
Love you back, brother. We'll see you soon, man. Cheers, my man. Take care, all right? We'll see you.
Bye-bye, Jason. Cheers.
Prescription is what you need. No more inhibition.